In this video we're going to look at midtones, what they are, how to mix them and when to use them. Let's get into it. Midtones are a super effective way to improve the look of your minis. They are quick, they're easy and best of all they're free, as you already have all the paints that you will need. First up, what is a midtone? Putting it simply, it is a tone or a colour that is made by mixing equal parts of two source paints and creating a colour that is somewhere in between those two source paints. It works for any colour, doesn't matter what blue, red, green, whatever you're using, they all work in exactly the same way. Midtones can be used in every part of your painting, from highlights and shadows through to blends and gradients. And using a midtone will help your colours flow smoothly into each other without the use of wet blending. This is especially helpful when edge highlighting and will give your highlights a much more gradiated look and reduce the contrast between your base, layer and highlight colours. Anyway, let's have a look at a practical demonstration. For the benefits of this demonstration, I'm going to be using the classic ultramarine 3-colour workup, which is Macragge Blue base coat, Calgar Blue and then Fenrisian Grey. So let's put down those three on this base that I've just primed up with grey, and we'll just have a look how the original trioed works. Okay, so we've put a stripe down of each of the 3 colours, starting with Macragge Blue, Calgar Blue in the middle, and then Fenrisian Grey. Now the 3 colours all work really well together, they all work nicely together, they're designed to work well together. However, from the Macragge to the Calgar and from the Calgar to the Fenrisian, there is quite a bit of a jump in the tone of the blue. So let's see what it looks like when we start introducing midtones. So we've started again with our Macragge Blue base coat, and the first midtone we are going to introduce is equal parts of Macragge Blue and the Calgar Blue. So let's see what happens when we add this middle tone in between these 2 first colours. As I said, may take a couple of coats. So this is half Calgar Blue, half Macragge Blue. So tonally, it's a blue that is lighter than Macragge Blue, but it's darker than Calgar Blue. It's in between the two. It is a mid-tone. So I'll put a couple of coats of that on, let that dry, and we'll come back to it. Okay, so we've put 2 layers of our new mid-tone blue in, and then we will coming back to the second colour in, which is now just plain neat Calgar Blue. This is going to be in between our mid-tones. So it goes base colour, mid-tone, base colour, mid-tone, base colour. So again, a couple of coats of this, we'll let that dry, and then we just repeat it moving forward with our colours. We can already see the effect taking shape from going from this darker blue through to the mid-tone blue, as opposed from jumping from this straight to this. So Macragge Blue, this is our mid-tone that we've mixed in the middle. This is the Calgar Blue. Next we will be jumping and making a mid-tone between Calgar Blue and Fenrisian Grey. So again, mixing equal parts. Put this down between the Calgar and the Fenrisian. So this is another mid-tone. We'll do a couple of coats of this, let it dry, come back and see the results at the end. So there you go, that's all finished and that was all dried. We have started with the same colour on both sides and we have finished with the same colour on both sides here. However, this is obviously had our mid-tones, so we have made these 3 colours into 5 colours. This may seem like a bit more of a long-winded way of doing things, but as you can clearly see here, we have a much smoother gradient highlight going from the dark to the light. This one sort of jumps quite tonally, quite big jumps here. So always worth checking out, always worth remembering, mixing your own midtones. You've got all the paints available to you, so you might as well have a go at doing them. If you are going to be doing like a big army or loads of the same colour, recommend buying some of these sort of empty dropper bottles and then just mixing up some of your own midtones. I've done it with several colours and several shades that aren't available in certain paint ranges. Mix your own. It's not particularly difficult, not particularly expensive at all. If you need to buy a couple of extra paints, then if you're doing bulk mixing, then fine. But if not, you're very simple. You've got all the paints available to you, and you can see the difference between, as I said, just using the 3 and then mixing your own midtones. As I said, works with all the same colours as well. Here exactly the same technique used, but just using Caliban Green, Warpstone Glow and Moot Green. So as opposed from going 1 to 1 to 1, again we've added midtones and now we end up with a nice gradiated colour change from Caliban green through to moot green. As I said, both starting with the same green, ending in the same green. But just gives you, as I said, add your own midtones, have a go at mixing them. They're not difficult. As I said, you have all the paints available to you. Just mix them in equal parts and put them in between your colours that you already have pre-made. But thank you for watching. Do not forget to come and check out the Twitch live streams for more little hints and tips like this, and answering any of your questions you may have. Thank you ever so much again, and I'll see you again. Bye for now.